The demonstrators were moving around and they were giving orders to people to stop operating their businesses. If you would be a vendor, you would be advised to stop operating as they continue to moving up and about.
Advised were assaulted. I think he said you would be assaulted.
And you can't remember.
No, I'm talking to the interpreter.
Sorry?
Did you hear what he said about vendors?
No, I said the vendors would be advised to close shop.
No, please confirm. What did you say they were doing?
That where were the demonstrators by that time? Indicate no, the demonstrators were stationary position. So I even Bamati Panatanga and Vaitanga vaccine, then go to a full and pamur. Vama orders with the Varama Shupin cannot variety cannot Tisakosa Tengisa, Vaito go to Real Guru.
Yes.
Yes.
What was happening is that after having given orders to vendors to stop operating, they would even confiscate their wares, and in some instances, some vendors were even physically attacked.
I
cannot safely say where those people were causing mayhem away from away. And I will lie if I say I know any of them.
Okay, so if I may take you back now where you were saying the soldiers then shot him dead twice, you can continue.
It was around 4. So yeah, 1 year 2 shots.
There was a soldier. So he then fired 2 warning shots in the air, and then he went back. And the Puma vehicle was facing towards the speak. And then they continued increasing in number. And they went to boomerang bottles too, as there's a nightclub at the back there. There were so many items which were obstructing us to see, only that now that area has been cleared. I then ran together with my colleagues to where the newspaper vendors. There were soldiers who were facing at Cleveland, and there were others that were on the other side to form as if it's a cowboy formation.
Right. Radar is no in Indo-Garagrinora, but in Pakopabana and Chandra. I don't know what that is over Zagada in Kuna Chimui.
I stayed there, though I went at Copacabana.
Can you put a Jagada way out? Because the Garamban Chipina and Mukatuma Ragda Putava. I
then discovered, I then thought of making my way out to be safe as they were warning shots or those gunshots which were continuously being fired, and they just thought that we may be in danger.
I
then ran towards the pavement, which is a Cameroon. Facing towards Jason Moyo. There's a shop which is being renovated
around that area.
Which is a Food World Express.
It was Food Road Express before, man. yakachasizvo right ndandosvika ipapo anomvesa aitengesa mafruits pakona kona.
And there was a certain gentleman who was selling his fruits at the corner.
The corner panotengesera pane ringe mbari yairi.
It's mbari ring.
Saka murume ndiye umwe pano wandakatoona mashure kwangu achidonha.
And I saw that man
mashure was
I saw him behind me falling down.
Ndakatocheuka.
And I had to look back. That is how I managed to see him falling back when he was behind me.
Because mawandakangita vasema zvatateketa tichitiza.
There were many people there, amounting to the number of people who are in this room as we're running or fleeing to a certain direction.
Pakadonha mukomana uyu murume weshuzi achindodai nemuromo zvokwezakati senge akuneta ndobati dai nemuromo.
And the manner in which he called, he did as if he was getting tired or he staggered and he called on his mouth.
Right, ipapa nauzvinzwa.
I personally did not hear anything at that point.
Ndakangonyatsoziva kuti pane zvaitika panguva iyoyo asi ipapo nauzvinzwa.
I only knew that something had happened, but I did not know what exactly had happened.
You mean to this man who had fallen what?
Inini pache zvangu uyu wanga atodonha kudharo.
This gentleman
zveheupika zvazvakunetsa because kwakuchirira putuko apa inini handisi kunzwisisa kuti zvichifamba sei kuti mwangu adonha vatati regai nditize.
I could not focus my attention on him after he had fallen down, since there were gunshots which were still being fired, and I was thinking of seeking a refuge as we're running away.
Zvadaro ndakabva ndasanga ndichinocrossa road andakapfeka short rangu reblack.
I was wearing
short reblack,
wearing a black pair of shorts
nemateki nemasocks
and white socks.
Ndichitarisa kudai ndikati paipai padonha munhu paipai ndatokwara kai.
And then
saka pandikaona
it then dawned to me that at that time when that person fell down, I'd sustained an injury.
ndichipedza tinosvika pakona panondosangana chinhoi najason moyo painobva ndasangana nalari madrivers edu atoshanda nawo.
Upon getting it, Chinoi
Jason,
I met a colleague, one like at the traffic light intersection there. And he exclaimed, saying to me, I had been injured. Everything happened very fast, and it was at that time that I started feeling pain and I started bleeding.
Apa tichida kutotaura nayo yaida kuedza kuda kupa help kuti ndobva vabudira futi nekuna chinhoyo vachitarisa kwatiri manje.
As we're trying to find a way of assisting the other person, they then emerged from Chinoi.
Right. Zvichibva pana vachidirana chinhoyo chikwidza takadai.
Before you leave that point, were you trying to assist some other person who are saying the friend like who was trying to assist you?
Ngachichekesa kuti mimaedza kuti munge muchibatsira umwe munhu here kana kuti shamwari yenyu like ndeedza kutanga chibatsira inyu.
Like ada kuassista inini nekuti ropa rangu ranga rakudii.
Like he wanted to assist
and like itoshanda tese pasemureni. There the first person akatondiona ndakura kuti
we are colleagues and we work together at that ring.
Achitautira hembe aida kundisunga mbva dzanga kuti kuri saka ina hana kuzotondisunga ipapo iye akutotizawo nezvake uye ndida kutizawo nezvangu.
As he was trying to tie me with the cloth, the gunshots again, and we did not manage, and that is I also had to run.
Right, ndasvika pakona paya pane chicken slice na chinoya.
I then got to chicken slice at Chinoy.
Chikwidza chinoy na Kwame Nkrumah.
Chinoy and Kwame Nkrumah.
Ndasvika paya ndaona mumwe wanga wachigocha chibagiso. Ndobva pauya mumwe mupurisa anga aripo, ndobva ndipa hembe yake ndobva ndasunga.
And there was a certain woman who was roasting maize meal from that corner, and there was
pane mumwe mupurisa akatongouya akati okuwara kai unanga neimwewo hembe inonga nebhesi mukati nejaketi. Saka bhatora imwe hembe yake anga nayo ndobva ndisunga ichi.
And he had a vest and a shirt, and he exclaimed that I'd been injured, and he took his shirt and then tied where he'd been injured.
Pakachiorganizwa zvokuti ngatiende naye kuchipatara, akomana vaya vakaramba vachiuya.
When there were arrangements that when it was being arranged that I be taken to the hospital, those young men continued charging to where we were.
Right, varamba vachiuya kudaro. Takati ine ndandichikwanisa zvokukamina zvangu ndichibuda because ndandakarohwa apa paleft thigh.
I had been hit on my left thigh and I continued limping.
Right, ndafamba ndichienda ndobva ndasvika paTotal pana Samora paya.
And then I arrived at Total Samora.
Vakabva vabuda futi vamwe nekunanhengu naHarare Street.
And there were others who emerged from Harare Street.
No way out kai haichaiti. Pandabuda ndoda nekumapassport kumusoro.
And I realized that it was not safe for me to continue in that direction. And then I went to that direction towards the passport offices.
And
I also saw that there were people who were assaulted behind me. I then continued walking, and there were other four Puma emerged from there.
Is that all contained in the statement that you gave to the police?
Isu chamururondedzera makazvinyoresa apa mastatement enya makapa kumapurisa here.
Izvi police report ndakangononyora docket, ndakangonoripota docket kuti ndiwane kurapa. Ndakazosign affidavit, affidavit ndopazviri.
I reported to the police so that I would be given a request for medical attention, and there's an affidavit that I deposed to.
Right, zvadaro ipfumba ipa yakauya manje. Yakanga dziri 4 dzakateedzana, asi dzanga dzisina dzadzine police nearmy mukati.
And there were 4 Puma vehicles which had police officers and soldiers on board.
Kuti tichatizira kumota manje kune jurawo yakangobva tangomira ikati hara vachitoura inga vachidini.
There was no way out since on both sides there were precast walls and the motor vehicles which were now surrounding us, and then we thought that it was going to be better off for them to actually kill us. I then went towards the Harare Street where there is Nyarazo. I once worked at Stapleford, Mount Hampton rank.
Out of town.
And then I thought if I could get any commuter omnibus which would be taking that direction now, then jump so that I would get out of the CBD.
How did you finally leave the CBD?
Saka makazochibuda sei mutown.
Ndakatakurwa nemota yaRobi nepaGreen Grove.
I was ferried by one who flies the Green Croft route.
Anoenda kuGreen parenge yepedo so pa next page takangomirisa kuenda paya.
Pane chamataura chanzinondo matirobi.
Robi driver anoshanda kumota dzakasoti so ndiyakatoitakura ini. The driver kwa West Green Croft.
commuter omnibus driver applies Westgate Greencroft route. I called him out, and he also saw that at that time I was limping. Then I told him to wait for me.
And he took you to Parenya Coast.
I know nditora kuparenya kuenda nekuparenya zvakati ipapo ndakati kuti chibuda nendiende kuti vano vandafona kumba kwangu vandafona mukadzi wangu no kunokunda kuara kuno but ndakutobuda through road yekuwestgate.
Papa, I then asked that if I could call my wife, and I called him and I told her rather, I'm sorry that I'd been injured as I was now leaving the CBD towards Westgate, towards Westgate Road. I then disembarked at the roundabout.
So now I'm trying to keep you to the relevant issues in view of the time. So did you later realize where you had been injured?
Cherechedza kuti menge makuvara papi pacho chaipo chaipo izvezvi pakutazongwa izve pachizoda kuti munge muchinangopa nezvinhu zvakati koshei.
Chakaitika zvekuti pandakatanga kuona kuti ndapfurwa ndakazviona pana chinoika paya pandataura pachikesa pandakasungwa che.
I had discovered that I'd been injured during the time that I was at Chinoi Street, whereupon I was then tried to that later.
Ndakabva ndatozongotsvagawo way out yekuenda kumaraini.
At Westgate, I then had to find a way of going to my place.
Ndichinosvika kumba manje ndabva ndamhanya kuti ndabva ndatora motikari yepanext yedu yanga isitori nabhatiri yalendodi wangu ndatorwa navanoti baba ivi ndobva nditora ndibvana police.
I then had to get a motor vehicle from somewhere since I did not have a battery, and I had one Ivan's father who assisted me so that I would go to the police.
So that's why I'm saying, did you later get assistance at the hospital?
Makazombowana rubatsiro
kuchipatara. Ndakandonorapwa. Nditori nemapepa angu.
I'm now trying to take you to the injuries. What injuries did you sustain?
I was treated, and I actually have medical records with me.
What injuries did you
Ndakapfurwa pa left tire.
I was shot on my left thigh.
Tsinga dzimwe dzakabva dzanzi dzatamba.
And I was advised that there was some veins which were ruptured during that process.
Are you able to supply the medical records for the commission?
Mune marecords acho magwaro acho ere akanyora nemachiremba acho.
Marecords ndakamboya nawo last time patikafonera because ndakaita zvekutofonera ndiri kumba zvikanzi your docket is appeared kunokutira kuti uyo tinoda saka pandakanhasi tatongoti nanzi chimbouya mudana wangu kuti not essential. But I got it.
I have the medical records with me, but for today I did not bring them. I once brought them when I was summoned that I was to lead my evidence before the commission earlier on.
So initially you said you saw people burning tires and making people close their business and forcing vendors to close shop.
Mamboka ufakazi wekuti zvonyezvo vanhu vaipisawo matayasi vachitawo
vaipfuura vaita zvokuti vakapfuura but road yanga yakanyanya kushata ndeiyi yepamusoro perengi.
Yes. Can you confirm that is what was happening?
Munopatsinira kuti mambopa ufakazi wacho wekuti.
And you said the police were there?
Yes, mapurisa anga aripo.
Polisi yaivapo as I am said before. That police yanga iripo yanga yakagara ichingoti isitatotiwo zvinhu zviri right.
Yes, the police officers
zvacho zvakazongoramba zvichingoita zvichingoramba vachingofamba since
and we thought everything was normal.
Zvese zvangobva vangu vanga vascattered mutown.
And the situation kept on escalating as the number of people kept on growing.
Well, thank you very much. I will now hand you over to the commission if there's any question. At the same time, I will hand over to my colleague.
Mchaso chibvunzo mubvunzo kana pane mubvunzo wada kuti munge muchichekesa.
Well, thank you, commissioners of the candidates questions. Yes,
thank you very much, sir. I'm trying to follow your account because we need to take it step by step with clear translation. So if I could just ask a few questions, you can just
Maita basa nekupa uchapuku wenyu vakomishina vari kuti zvinhu zvada kuti mbofambo vachinzwisisa kuti zvakatangira papi kuti vanyatsonzwisisa kuti zvamukutaura zviri kubva nepi zvichiendera kupanzwisisa saka vanenge vachizokubvunzai mibvunzo kuti muchekesa.
So what I want to understand, you were at Copacabana.
Copacabana bus terminus.
Yes. Where you first saw the soldiers arrive.
Yeah, kumafofo.
Saka pamakatanga kuona masoja achisvika mamoti Copacabana.
Patata chigara handii ndataura ezvamusei kuti takanzi takainstructwa kuti kurisai mamota dzenyu chichi saka tata chigara pamasimbi.
As per my evidence at that rate, in order to remove motor vehicles from the rank into we are seated in that area.
Pamasimbi ari pekutanga pane kutanga pechitupa
iron bars or some rails which are at that rank.
I'm just trying to take it step by step. You first saw the soldiers arrive at Copacabana bus terminal, is that right?
Pana Chinoi.
So
Chinoi Road.
Chiturikira nyatsonzwisisa kuti ndienda taura kuti chii kuti tiri pambeu zvakanaka chacho chinenge chabvunza ichocho ndo chamunopindura hanzi.
Is that right?
Ndizvo yes. Yes.
Okay. You described them being in a cow horn, I think, surrounding you.
Pane pamaatsanangura mukati zvonizvo pane vamwe vakaenda nekusaidi uku vamwe vakaenda senekusaidi uku sekunge vakukomberedzai panharaunda iyo yamanga muri.
Zvaka zvakaita kana makambosvika Copacabana kana makambopaona area yacho zvayakaita yakaita so kune kumusoro kunotangira rengi kuwedzera kwozoita kunopera rengi saka inenge yakabva kuna tongoti yakakabva kuna Chinoi na Cameroon.
Yes, there is confirmed the area around that rank is surrounded by two roads. There is Chinoi Street and there is Cameroon Street.
Koita Speak.
And there is
Speak Avenue ndio ine Boomerang.
Speak Avenue is where there is a Boomerang.
Iye kumusoro iyi pane mabuildings aripo ndo pane Food Road Express but pane ka road kanombobuda nemakombi zvako kamukati pane matoilet public toilets.
There is a certain road and the side of that road there are public toilets and there is a shop where there's another shop which is along that road.
Iri necho but rengi ichipera inonopera poita kamwe mashops arapa.
Just at the end of the shop there are other shops which are located there.
Saka ipapo ndo pandakashaura zvemama kuti kwanzi kawo information yakanyanya kuti vakapaka nechepakati nepakati perengi at the back side of the ring.
They parked at the back of the ring.
Apa pakati nepakati kwekumashure kwerengi but dzakafuratira.
It's the middle with the back of the ring.
Okay. When you say you saw this person fall down, where exactly was that?
Pamuri kuti makaona munhu achidonha zvakaitika nechepapi pacho chaiko chaiko.
Right. Uchingobva pane Food Road Kemspeak inenge iri pamberi perengi so.
There is a Food Road which is along
Kemspeak, Cameroon and Speak.
Cameroon and Speak.
Kozoita Food Road Express iri apa pane food stop take away.
There is another Food Road Express which is along Matirimuna.
Iyo iri alongside Cameroon iyo and Cameroon 6.
Cameron Street and Jason Moyo. Just in front of Debtor Food World Express shop, that was where that person fell down. Facing towards that direction of Jason Moyo. At Cameron Street and Jason Moyo Avenue.
Right. So it's outside the food mart, if I got the pronunciation right, on Cameron Street.
Pamberi Food Road.
Pamberi Food Road. Pane Food Road Express and Food Road. Can speak.
Okay, so Food World, which is on Cameron Street.
Saka Food World is Pana Cameron.
There were two. Panotangira Cameron Street.
Just at the beginning of Cameron.
You know, cross and Jason Moyo.
Cameron Street. There's Food World Cameron and Jason Moyo, and there's Food World Speak and Cameron.
Pani non came speaking the Food Road Express. I
think we just need to be absolutely clear on this, because this could be very important. Where was it that you saw the person fall down? It was Food World on the corner of Jason Moy and Cameron, is that right? Or is it on the corner of Cameron and Speak?
Pana two mafuto. Irimina Speak na Cameron. Na Jason Moy.
Na Cameron.
Saka munu
akadona pana Jason Moy na Cameron papanapa. Yeah, can speak opposite.
Once you answer once, you stop there. Very
nobathila ukuthi kana mavunzo mvunzo paya mapindula mvunzo ochimi sinofamba ushakanaka kusaita kungethi kakawadzana siwanti no church.
So I need to know the answer.
I beg your pardon.
I said I need to know the answer. Where did he see the person fall? It needs to be absolutely clear for the record.
Saka mungachinja tsopa umindroing yakajeka kuti munhu makaona achidona ari papi pacho chaipo chaipo
mashiri pamwe
just behind me it's Cameron and
Speak Food Road Express.
It's Food Road Express. Cameron and Speak.
Okay, so
are you saying Cameron and Speak or Cameron and Jason Moy?
Cameron and
Jason Moy Food Road Express. Because the Cameron are speaking the
Speak Jason Moy and Cameron.
Okay. And it's outside a building called the Food World. There's only one of them there. There's only one Food World there.
Saka ipapo papona iro pane Food World one chete ipapo pana Jason Moy na Cameron pana one Food World ipapo.
By one Food Road Express ne food stop. You can food stop take away.
There was one Food Road Express and one food stop which was closed and under renovations.
I don't know. I can have Marimba.
Since we relocated to Marimba.
Can I approach it this way then? You're saying you saw the person fall near the corner of Jason Moy and Cameron outside of the Food World Express.
Yeah, not Food World Game Speak.
Okay, Food World Express. Okay, that's clear. Now, we might ask you to mark it on the map if you're able to locate it. But when you saw this person fall, what I want to know from you, where were the soldiers then? Did you see soldiers then?
Saka mungachinyatsochekesa kuti panguva yacho pamuri kuti makaona munhu achidona masoja mange mamaona here kuti anga ari papi kana kuti anga ari papikapi.
Zvakaitika ndezvekuti pandambotaura paya ndichiti vamwe vakabva nekuguglo vanga vakatarisa Kuna speak.
As I have said, that some of them were coming from the direction of speak.
Speak to Cameroon.
From speak towards the Cameroon.
Then akazotena vatarisa musoro kwatiri.
They then attend along a Cameroon facing towards Jason Moyo. I actually saw the person, the commissioners may take note of the indications which are being made by the witness, and how he's demonstrating how the person was opening fire.
So just to clarify, you saw soldiers opening fire at that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
So fire which was being opened.
And how many soldiers did you see doing that there?
It was difficult because we now are running away.
Okay. You, just to clarify, you were running up Cameroon North towards Jason Moy.
Along Cameroon yours.
Sorry, it's my fault, sorry. I'm confusing you. You were running north along Cameroon towards Jason Moy.
Yes.
Now, how many people would you estimate were running away there?
There were many people, and there were others who came from the direction of Cleveland house. Is that there's a rank in that area?
Where's Cleveland House?
Cleveland House,
speaking Cameroon. The
speaker at Cameroon, there's Leopard Takawira.
Cameroon.
Leopard Takawira at Cameroon, and they speak.
Okay, now the person you saw fall down, can you remember any information of what they looked like, what they were wearing?
Shoes. The shoes through. Shoes.
I recall the name of that person as being one. Shoes was the name which he was being called by.
Who was calling him that name?
I'm the shoes none.
Because I was a vendor, popular vendor. I think about corner and
He was a popular vendor who was known by most people working in that area, and the child were calling him shoes. Is he had this store there by the corner?
Did you see what he was wearing?
He was wearing a pair of jeans which was torn at the back of the pocket.
Anything else you remember? I know it's difficult, you say you're being shot at, but anything else you can try and remember from what you saw there?
Pane zvimwe zvamungati muchikurangara nekuti zvinenge zvakaoma tichitasa kuti chero imi makasangana nedambudziko rachero pachiitika zvaitika ipa pane zvinhu zvamukurangara pane munhu here?
Inini chakatika ndechekuti musi wandakapurwa ndakati nenge 4 days ndisingapinde mutauni ndisingagoni kufamba.
I spent about 4 days not getting into town since I was not able to walk well after the incident.
Saka chakaitika ndechekuti ndazoko vanhu vakatozobvunza through nevamwe vanoshanda navo vakati no piwa pepe yakakwara ukapanoza panofa munhu anenge ari wechiwindi kana kuti muchivhenda kana muchingoshanda mese vanotora posta rake patakazotanga kuti ndiye vese because panguva yataimhanya tasingamufungi kuti ndiangavashuza.
During the time that he was shot, which I realized merchants then came to light to me that it was him, because it is the norm that when a vendor or a tout passes on, there will be a poster which would have to be blasted. Then dawned to us that it was him who had fallen on that day in question.
Did you see any video afterwards that showed that person lying there?
Pane video yamakamboonere yemunhu yakarara pasi papo.
Ndoziva picture ndakatoita zvekuzosenderwa.
I was only sent a picture and I did not see any video.
Zvakaitika nini ndakamuona achitotadza kuti ari kutandira.
I actually personally saw him. Yes, he was failing to walk properly, as if he was staggering, as he then fell down.
So you saw him stagger first and then fall flat.
Saka makaona achitotarika
akatarika ndobva adonha nefesi kuti
Yes,
saka akadonha
and
nefesi
fell on his
tichizondosvika kumba manje mapictures akatanga kuchidi kutendera vanhu vanga vachikuvara nevakadaidai.
When we got on the photos which were being sent of people with sustained injuries,
right, zvadaro ndane mapictures akutenderera manje ndopakazotanga kuchidi kunzi pako pakabhana paya pane munhu akazotorwa wakafa.
and then when the pictures were being circulated, it was then said that from Copacabana, one shoes had been shot and it fell there.
Okay. Do you know where you were shot? Can you now look back and work out where that was?
Mimi mungachizivere kuti makafurwa muri papi pacho chaipo.
Paringori pamberi pake muchana. Saka
Just in front of
ipa akadonhera pamberi pefudoti papo.
Just in front of where he was shot at a distance.
So it was just in front of where he was shot. How far roughly? Can you estimate?
Or 10 meters. 10 meters. 10 to 15 meters.
And you say you do have the medical records of that. Can you provide them to us?
Yes, I went to Harare Hospital where I was attended and I got treated there.
So can you give us the medical records? Not now, but can you go back home and bring them to us so we can have a look at them?
Secretariat. Yes, I'll forward the same. I let them record because it was raining.
Okay, we definitely want to get the record. We need to look at ourselves. Okay. And also, just one last thing. Sorry, I know I've asked a lot of questions. Just to go through it step by step. But one last thing is, if you've got the photograph that they showed you of this person, if you still got that, if you could bring that as well, that would be helpful.
Anti muri kuti pane mapikicha yanga yakutumirwa achitendera pamazoona kuti awu ndishusu. Mapikicha acho kana muchina pikicha acho yamuri kuti zvonizvo mapikicha itendera munokwanisa kuzoto munzewo pikicha yacho moiratidzawo secretary. Yes, I can bring the same.
Thank you. I do apologize for the number of questions, but we had to just go through the details. So thank you for your
Just follow-up questions. Mr. Simango, you gave an impression that when you were running, you were in a group, and at some point you saw another group, or you were together with another group that came from somewhere. Where exactly?
Ngachichekesa pamuruti nemataura maitawo manga muchita sekunge imimi pamaimhanya manga museremeka mamune vamuwanika kuti mamuri group vamazosangana rimwe group kana kuti ngatichekesa kuti vakazosangana papi pacho nevamwe vanhu.
Ipapo ndikati group rekutiza negrupu raiuya richivharisa zvinhu takatosiyana.
We separate groups from the one which was causing people to close down, and my group were different groups.
There's a group that you said was coming from Cleveland House, and there were many people. What kind of group was that?
Anepamataura kuti pane group rakabva neCleveland House. Uyezve vanga vari vanhu vakawanda. Mungachitaura kuti anga ri group revanhu vakaita sei?
Right. Pandiri kuti pakatanga vanhu kubuda mutauni.
After the warning shots or fire was opened in the CBD, as people were now trickling out of the CBD.
So
there were other people who were coming from the outer peripheries of the CBD. Yes, we were at the ring. Since there were people also coming from different directions of the CBD, this is the group that I'm referring to. Is the group that came with us, joined in with us as we're now running, leaving the CBD.
And at the time that shoes fell, how far were you from the soldiers?
Sakapakadona shoes pie. Iwangori kure zvakadini kwanga kune masoja.
Pana Cameroon na speak. Pare panomira mota dzembare ndo pakatena vatarisa batiri.
They were Cameroon and speak, and that was where they turned and faced towards the direction where we went.
So distance here kana pana nopazangu estimate kuti tingati pakareba.
If there is anyone who is familiar with that area, they can assist by estimating
600 meters.
So something like that. Because angari paya
Mr. Smart, I think I will reiterate the statement that was said by my learned colleague. Just answer what you are given. That will enable us to make our findings. And when shoes fell, did you realize why?
Saka sezva mbotaurawo paya zvinonyatsobatsira zvakanyanya kuti kana mabvunza mubvunzo opindura mubvunzo tichienderera mberi zvakadaro. Ngatinyatsojekeresa kuti pamakazoona shoes adonha makazoziva here kuti nemhaka yanga adonha.
Inini kana inokutokuwara kwangu nauri zvinzo.
At that point that I got injured, I did not even feel it during that exact time when it happened. I then felt it later when I crossed the road as I saw myself bleeding. But the fire which was being opened
so
on that area.
What was the cause of your injuries?
Saka chichakakonzera kuti mukuvareni.
Cause of my injury. Ndaitiza ndichitobuda mutauni cause panenge panzane shoni.
Nyatsoterera kuzeyo ndauze chichakakonzera kukuvara kwenyu kwamakaita ivi.
Ndakaona ndakuwara kuti ndichiri.
There was fire which had been opened, and then I discovered that I had an injury on my person.
When you went to the doctors, what did they say was the cause of your wound?
Ko pamakazoenda paya kuti muchinorapa zvakanzi chicha chakonzera kuti munge makuvara ipapo chicha chakonzera izvozvo.
Chekutanga ndisati taenda kwachiremba ndakatanga naenda kupolisi. Ndinopa explanation yangu ndakanyorwa statement yekuti ndandakuwadwa with a sharp object.
Before I'd gone to seek for medical attention, I went to the police who then wrote in their request for medical report that I'd sustained an injury as a result of a sharp object.
Yeah.
Was that confirmed by the doctor as well?
Doctor manje chakaitika ndikuti muchimonosvika ikoko akabva angotora matreatment angu esinobva andisona abva ndaenda kuexray ndobva ndapuwa x-ray yacho.
The doctor had to subscribe its medication that I had to take, and the doctor actually had to satchel me on the wound.
Ndobva ndapuwa and as given
medication in the form of pills, and after the treatment and undergoing the x-ray, at around 4 a.m. I was then discharged.
So in the group that you were in, you did not see so what's his name?
Shoes.
The person who fell, shoes. You did not see shoes.
Saka pa group renyu
pagroup redu inini chandakaita kuti
hamuna kuona shoes.
Pandakaona kuti ndakazona hembe yakapfeka jini randokutaura rakabvaruka.
I managed to identify that it was him through his clothes and the pair of jeans that I've described that was torn.
You said you were running. At what stage did you manage to identify him?
Antimati maimai. Saka kuti mozochimona makamona pachidano chipi panguva ipi.
Pakadonha.
When
pakatodonha ndikacheuka inini.
Then he fell as I also had to attend and look back. And I saw that he had fallen.
I was trying to get it. You said you then saw on. You only realized it was shoes in your evidence. When you saw
that was one of my pictures plus
it was after I'd seen the pictures.
Nevanhu vekurendiwa kuti chi venda uya upakona akadi akafa
saka
munhu akadonha papa ndiani issues.
And after it was being said by other vendors that he had been shot, then it added up to me that the person whom I had seen falling down there was him.
So at the time that he fell, you did not
recognize. No, I did not at that juncture.
Disaster. You didn't do disaster.
Mr. Simam, you said shoes, you saw shoes falling behind.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Ufakazi wenyu ukuthi makaona shoes ari kumashure kwenya chidona.
Ndatozwa kumba.
Finish.
Zvinogona zvitafani but handisi kuramba inoita kuti kudonha kwakaita munhu ndikaona.
I actually saw him during the time that he fell down.
Okay, are you saying that you then realized that it was shoes when you were home, not that you actually saw somebody falling?
Saka chamuri kutaura apa ndechekuti zvinhu makaona nemaziso enyu achidonha asi hamuna kuziva kuti ndiyani, asi pamaikazenge makuona mapikicha ndopamakazocherechedza kuti munhu uya wandaona achidonha paya ndiye shoes. Yes, that is confirmed.
Yeah.
You said that shoes fell behind you.
Yes.
You said you saw shoes dying or staggering. I want a clarification.
Yes. Yes.
Staggering and dying. Oh, makaona achitanda.
Right.
Mukachichekesa kuti makamona
chandataura ndandati pakarohwa shoes pane pakaitika pakudii pandikacho kakanga achitadza kuti ari kupera pawa nokudii.
As I said in my evidence in chief, that after when I saw him, he was as if he was staggering and he was getting weak, losing count, and he fell on his face.
So did you see him die?
Ko pa
Or four?
akazodona kana kuti paakashaya makamuona.
Pakudona ndo pandiri kurangarira asi ndakazoti
I recall vividly that I saw him falling down.
and then mangwana acho ndokusina mwana zvakutaurwa parengi ndo pakazonzi mapepa ake manje picha rake rinobva razvidi raichiswa pamakombikonzi chimufese akadona.
The following day, it was
pakupaipa yakatobva apura pamo.
the following day when it was being discussed about him, his picture was being circulated, and that was when I then realized that probably at the time that he fell down, that was when he passed on or died.
How many people were running away between you and him when he fell?
Ko nange mune vanhu vangani vaimhanya ipapo chiverengo pane vanhu vaimhanya nechiverengo ipapo
Pane namba yepakati pangu apa ngaya vari vashoma
titimi mati angari kumashure saka pakati penyu nepamanga muri imi pane vanhu vangani pakati papo
apa pasina vanhu kuona.
There were not so many people.
Issues angari kumapedzera machito chetu.
Mirai papo, mirai.
Vamwe vanga vasimba.
Pakuti nepamanga muri imi ati uchimona achidona kumashure kwenyu nepaangari panga paine vanhu vangani pakati.
Ndinongonyatsokuti sasi papasina vanhu.
There were not so many people, though I did not actually take note of the number of people were there.
Would you say there were less than 10 people or 20 people?
Less than 10.
Less than 10.
Pakati pangu nina. Papasina. Asi vanga vari kumasaidi.
Less than 10 people.
Would you say that you said there were less than 10 people?
Saka pakati penyu, pakati nepamanga muri nepaangari pakati apa vanhu vanga vasingafuri kutenda.
Murodi vavasingafuri. Pamashure ndite zvaindichita zvotusana papa pasina vanhu papa nekagap kokuti vachinyatsoona kuti munhu atoda munhu atoda.
There were not so many people there, and you could actually see clearly that the happenings which was taking when some people, even those were at the pavement.
Would there have been between 5 to 10 people?
Saka vanokwanisa kunge vanga vari 5 kana kusvika 10.
Pa5 to 10. Because that yanga vari murodi.
You have to answer that.
Kubvunzo uri pakuti number yevanhu
Yes.
approximately.
Were they, do you think there were less than 5 people or more than 5?
5 to 10.
5 to 10.
Approximate.
Okay. So, how many people were in that area roughly
Saka
where these shoes fell?
ngachiti tarisai panzvimbo pacho paka
In total, I don't mean behind you. Behind you, you said there were 5 to 10 people. But I mean in total, the total group.
ngatichitarisawo pane namba yevanhu inga iripo pakazodonherawo shuzi kuti vanhu vacho vanokwanisa kunge vaisvika namba yevanhu inosvika chi hatisi kutaura kunge vari kumashure kwenyu ava matotaura kuti 5 to 10 pakadonhera shuzi
As I said before, ndachibva nekusaidhirunga pandakada kutry kucross road muroad mumamuna vanhu vakaita vashoma kumashure mberi kwangu ndokwakuna vanhu vatowanda.
There were many people who were in front of me than people who were just behind me. As I mentioned in my evidence, that during that time I was trying to cross the road.
Saka pavement kwakunewo hope yanga yakangozara
And there was a pavement, and there were many people who were gathered at that pavement.
moment ndikacrossa nepamuti paipa ndichida kudi kuenda kupavement yekuside.
And I crossed from the other side of the pavement to the other side of the pavement from the tree.
Ndo pandakakuwarira ipapo ndichibva
That it is at that juncture where I got injured.
Saka ndingangoti vanhu vanga vakawanda tingangopa namba yekuti kana toti 50 kutoti kana kuti
there was a high number of people such that I can say that there were 50 people from the other side and 50 people from the other side, and there were 50 who were in front of me.
Okay, back to the position where shoes fell. Was it along Jason Mall, at the corner of Cameron Street, Jason Mall, but in Jason Mall or on the side of Cameron? Is it along Jason Mall or the side of Cameron?
Saka mukachechekesa kuti shoes akadonera pana Jason Mall. Saka ainga ari pana Jason Mall na Cameron kana kuti anga ari pana nganyatsochekesa.
Right. Panda parodi yaJason Moyo ndangoda kuti vanhu vanyatsoona mepi yacho asi pakadonhera chiuzika pamberi peFood Road Express muna Cameroon.
The reason why I mentioned Jason Moyo was to give a picture of that area, but he fell just in front of the football shop, which means that it's along Cameroon Street.
Do you have a bullet in your leg?
Kumamne bullet in Gumbu.
Arina rakabharwa chifuva.
It's a ruptured giant.
So do you have two openings?
Saka mune paka pinda bullet ne paka sobuda bullet.
Inda richipinda neside iri kubhara budi.
Yes, he's actually making indications of where the bullet opening it, where the bullet went through.
Are you still under treatment?
Uchirikurapo here? No.
Where did you receive it?
Makarapwa kupi? Harare Hospital.
So you moved from where do you reside?
Munogara kuti?
Muna muhute Glenora B.
Glenora B muhute.
Thank you very much.
Maita basa.
Yeah. If I may just clarify, for me, just you can answer yes or no. I just want to be sure that.
Saka izvo zvimuchachibvunzo munyatsotereresesa mibvunzo yamuchabvunza kana musina kunzwisisa makasununguka kuti mutaure kuti hamuna kunzwisisa. Nezvemhinduro dzenyu munenge kuita kunge multiple choice. Pane maanswer 2.
Yes.
Munoti hongu kana kuti moti quest. And
did I hear you correctly that the people you were running away with in Cameroon were all from that area?
ndizvo here kuti matizvonizvo vanhu vaimhanya ipapo vanhu vaibvawo panharaunda yacho yePakopakabhana?
Yes or no? Yes or no? You can allow him to answer the way.
Pinjurai.
Pana wakabva nekuzasi negrupu ratanga tingoripo isu vanga kuna speaking kuna Cleveland House.
There were people who came from Speak, which is a Cleveland House, who joined in from where we were.
It's vachingobva umu vachipinda nekuti kurengi vachinobvaona isusu vekurengi isusu tatingoripo patanga kuda kuchingova.
And the reason why they came to that place, they just thought that since it was a rank, and then when those people came, that was when we also had to run away together with that group which came from that direction.
So when you started running away, you had already seen soldiers?
Saka pamakamhanya apa mamatoona nemasoja nechekare here. Yes, it was during that time when fire had been opened when we started running away.
Do you know the real name of Shoes?
Munoziva Shoes zita rake chairo chairo ainzani? I can find out from his colleagues.
But is it now clear that you were shot just along the same time that Shoes was shot?
He was shot just along the same time.
Yes.
Saka inimi panguva yacho yamakafura ndonguva imwe chete yakafura ushusi.
Nguva iyo panguva yakangorira kuti ndonguva yati hadzina kuzopura vaziti zopura zvokuti zvadzangoridzwa chete vasisi patakapfuvarira.
Yes, it was during that time a fire was opened and there were gunshots which I could hear from that area.
So I just wanted to check, you said you gave an affidavit to the police. When was that?
Mati zvonizvo pane affidavit yamuri kuti zvonizvo imi makaisainiswa nemapurisa anti ndozvamambotaura makaisainiswa rini affidavit yacho.
So Wednesday,
I have a copy with me, but I suppose it is actually finished to the.
We've got a copy, but in your original files, there is a statement.
Okay, so this was not a statement to the police. This was a statement to the commission on the 4th of October 2018.
Saka yamuri kuti affidavit yamakasainisa kumapurisa ndo yavakabata kunzi yakasaina musi wa 4 October yamakasaina kucommission kuno.
Zvakaitika ndezvekuti inini ndadizwa ndakaita zvekufonerwa kuno kunzi yokedrako apia kuno commission of inquiry kunzi kuti do mafambiro azvo.
I was actually summoned that my ticket was being compiled at the commission of inquiry. That was how I was invited.
Saka vakangondipesa sekubvunza kwamuri kuita achinyora.
And that affidavit was recorded when I was being asked and someone was writing.
Yes, I understand that. I'm just trying to find out, was there an earlier statement before this that you gave to the police at any time?
Tisiri kutaura zve affidavit. Pane imwe affidavit zvamakanyorera here?
And that document you said you saw the police fill in when you were first asked by them what had happened. Do you have a copy of that still, or did they keep that?
Korera mataura ari kumapurisa rera akanyorwa nemapurisa mune kopi yacho here kana kuti chi?
Iroro handi. Asi ndakaritaridzwa ndangorizotiratdzwa pakombiyuta nemunai.
I do not have that one. It was actually shown what was being entered on the computer by someone who was interviewing me.
So they never gave you a copy of that?
I'm now so copy.
Iri ndakatozongoriti ndichenere handakangori unoridairinga before one because akatora 9 copies.
So 9 copies, and I was asked on whether I wanted that copy, and then I just had to take it.
So you did take a copy?
Makatora copy.
Copy yandakatora ndeye affidavit recommission of inquiry.
The only copy that I have is the affidavit that I signed when I was summoned by the secretariat, and not the one that I supposed to at the police.
Okay, I understand. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mangu. I just want you to explain to us where you actually saw the soldiers. Were the soldiers coming down Big Street from the direction of Norway towards Cameroon?
Mazviita neumbowe because zvinezvitira kuti munyatsotiratidza pacho chaipo pamakaona masoja kuti masoja aiuya naspiki here kana kuti aiuya nekuna Cameroon muchi. So you show us now on the map.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Saka zviri kubvunzwa ndezvizvizvo. takatarisa pamap panapa and apa ndo pamati pakapfuurirwa shoes muna Cameroon takusvika pana Jason handiteke. Saka mubvunzo uri kuti uyu ndiye speak uyu handiteke. Saka ndo pari kunzi chitiratidzai kuti masoja aiuya ari papi pakapfurwa shoes achipfuurirwa apa. So the witness has indicated, showing us along Speak Avenue where there is boomerang bar. Uyu chinoi ari pamberi uyu mera ndikubatsira kuitira kuti unzwisise maybe handiti uyu speak uyu handiti chinoi saka munhu ari kunzi akapfurirwa pana saka ndopari kubvunzwa kuti masoja pakapfurwa munhu vaiuya vange vari papi pacho
vakavhana kumupapa kuvamira panapa vane rendemba vanga vachitarisa kuno.
So they came along Cameroon Street at the Mbare rank, facing the northern direction. That is along Cameroon Street, facing the northern direction.
In front of the bus terminus.
In front of the bus terminus.
Yes.
So it's along Cameroon Street, facing the northern direction.
Right.
Saka maka pano pachitora. Pawakumaka ndo paukuti pakapfurirwa munhu papaiswa paine masoja. So the witness has marked the intersection of Speak Avenue and Cameroon Street. That is where the soldiers were, according to him. So right in front of Food World.
Yes. Yes.
So according to him,
yes.
maybe to set the record straight, there is Food World which faces the western direction. So that is where the soldiers were, at the intersection of Speak Avenue and Cameroon.
Right. I'll go.
But were you able to see, can you just understand what might help us? If you are at the corner of Speak and Cameroon, the soldiers may be coming from Chinoi, but in Speak, or coming from Leopold Takawira in Speak. Speak across Leopold. So now, do you see where they were coming from? Where the soldiers coming from Cameroon? So coming from Chinoi in Speak, or coming from Leopold Takawira in Speak, or you just saw them everywhere?
Saka wakakwanisira kunyatsoona kuti masoja aibva kupi kwacho, kurutirwe kuna Chinoi here vachiuya nemuna Speak, kana kuti vachibva kuna Leopold Takawira vachiuya nemuna Speak, kana kuti wakangovaona vapakona.
Sekutaura kandaita pokutanga ndakatanga kutoona masvikira akaita ikamira kusiri kuna Chinoi.
So I saw the army truck which he has referred to as the Puma arriving.
Yanomira pakati nepakati kumashure kwerini ndopaya pazoti vamwe vakauya
It stopped behind the rank along Chinoi.
Then patikakamhanya tese takatarisa kumberi kwatakuenda
kwauri kuti kumberi
kumberi kuna kudhodho.
So we then ran towards Food World.
pandati pandi pandazonongedzera pandati pakazorera pakadai vakatarisa
wonaka maoko hakuna kwaanoti unoda kuti utipe picture yekuti wakamhanya uchienda kupi zvekare waibva pati handiteka saka ukati apa uchidai nemaoko hatizonzwisisi asi ukataura uchiti ndakamhanya ndakananga unoona kuti ndakamhanya ndakananga kusaidhi rekuborodel tinobva tanzwisisa kuti kureva kupi kana kuti ndakamhanya ndakaringa kusaidhi rekustadium tobva taziva kuti uri kureva kupi kuitira kuti unyatsotiisa panzvimbo chaipo chaipo
zvakaitika ndezvekuti pakamira mururi remasuku.
So when the army truck stopped, they started shooting. They were actually firing. I could hear the gunshots. So they took the direction where there is boomerang. So there were some market stores there, so we could see a number of soldiers. So we could see the soldiers from that direction. He has referred to them as gunners. So when they got to the intersection of Speak and Cameroon, we could clearly see them now. So we were running towards Jason Moya along Cameroon Street. Maybe to be precise, he was running due north in town.
So these soldiers dropped in Noi. They came down Speak. And then face.
One minute.
They dropped in Noi, came down Speak. And then you saw them then when they stopped, it was at the corner of Speak and Cameroon.
Saka vakauya nditika vachibva vaburuka iwo muna Chinoi masoja handitika ndokubva vadzika naSpeak iwo wakazovaona vasvika panosangana Speak naCameroon.
Kutosvika kwavo ndakakuona pandati pakarohwa munhu pakarohwa magunshots mudenga pasi ndakatozviona vachitosvika.
I saw them as they arrived. That is where I indicated that I actually saw a soldier who fired twice in the air.
Then zvadaro pandakamhanya towards food road iri food road kemuspeaker ndopanaona ndino direction ndandatora ika inongona wandipinza mukati metauni pamwe kutori zvakawanda ngatipinde kutobuda
After seeing them, I first ran towards Food World, which is at the intersection of Cameroon and Speak. Maybe to give the clear direction now, he ran towards the eastern direction in town. He then realized that there was danger by taking that direction, where he then turned, taking the northern direction. That is running towards Jason Moyo along Cameroon.
For me, the clarification I wanted you to make, which you seem to have made, unless I'm wrong, is that these soldiers you are referring to, you saw at corner Speak and Cameroon with the same soldiers that had dropped into Noi and they moved down and then is that correct?
Zvandanchida kuti ujekese ndanzwa unge wazvijekesa kuti masoja mamwe chete iwayo awakaona iwe wachiburuka pana Chinoi achiburuka motikari yemasoja handiteka ndiwo akabva adzika yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But by the time you saw these soldiers at the corner of Speak and Cameroon, you had already been joined by the group which came from Cleveland House.
Second, dai ukagona kumira wonzwa zvati tichaura kushona zvinokubatsira kuti unonyatsopindura waakuziva kuti zvii zvabvunzwa handiti. Panguva iwewe yawakaona masoja aya apana Cameroon naSpeak, makange mato pamwe chete mabatana neboka iro raitiza richibva kuzasi kuCleveland. Yes. Yes, they joined us. We were all in this house.
No further questions.
Yes.
Yeah. You will favor us with medical record.
Saka mozochuya nemapepa aya makanyorerwa kwamakanyorwa kuya. Anti munoziva kwavanowana munozoenda nawo ikoko. Masunungura ndachena.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brown. Thanks for
Thank you. Dr. Prof, as at August 1, 2018, you were the Minister of Home Affairs.
Yes,
How long did you hold this portfolio? As at August 1.
about 2 years.
You confirm that as the Minister of Home Affairs, you are the Minister responsible for the police.
Yes, indeed.
And you are acquainted with the political situation prevalent in the country during the election period, let us say from January 2018 up to August 2018.
Yes, indeed.
You are aware of the events of the 1st of August 2018 that led to the convening and appointment of these commissioners.
Yes, indeed.
Would you be so kind as to assist these commissioners and the public by narrating to this commission what it is that you know that is relevant to this, starting from prior to the elections, then the elections, then anything that you think is relevant to the commissioners with regards to what transpired on the 1st of August 2018.
Yes, Your Excellency, the Chairman and Commissioners, we had to make preparations for the pending elections before, during, and after. But we're faced with a situation where polling stations required the services of the police, drawing quite a number of our officers to the voting stations, remaining with quite a small police personnel to administer law and order during that period. And while that was happening, we made sure that we spoke against any form of violence.
True.
True. We appealed to those that were defending hate speech, inciting their members to disregard the law. This was mostly from the politicians in the opposition.
True.
I went out on several occasions issuing statements, press statements, appealing to political parties or leaders of the political parties to refrain from hate speech, from incitement. But we still continue to have such incitement or hate speech from the opposition parties. I was called on a regular basis by some members of the opposition parties. I can recall one incident in Buera when one leader of the political party, Mai Pupe, was under siege from members of her party or her faction, requiring assistance to be rescued from that scenario. In fact, the politician who called me is Miss Yairambi Mushonga. She was in tears, called me, and I immediately deployed actually instructed the Commissioner General to deploy the police to the scene, and I think the situation was dealt with.
What sort of assistance was she requiring, and what did you understand was happening?
She required police assistance because I think she had been besieged in a house which her opponents were allegedly intending to set on fire.
Yes, yes.
So we had to ensure that the police, and I think there's footage to that effect where she was rescued out of that house, escorted by the police. There were other instances, quite unfortunate indeed. I am the Secretary General of the ruling party. we, other than talking about peace, appealing to colleagues in the opposition to exercise restraint on issues of political nature, we came up with a committee, the Interparty Liaison Committee, which should have been coordinated by the Secretary Generals of the parties. I assigned one of our top lawyers, Comrade Mangwana, to be a member of that committee, together with another lawyer from the party, Comrade Chasi, to ensure that parties continue to monitor their activities. Since His Excellency had assured the nation, the world, that he wanted to see, Zimbabwe wanted to see an election, a free and fair election, that would see people campaigning, doing their business, political business, campaigning in a manner that is peaceful and democratic.
Very true.
And this has never happened in this country before.
Yes, 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 yes.
I've been in politics for the rest of my life, 55 years in politics, and I'm familiar with our politics from a long time ago.
Yeah.
This also surprised us who were in the leadership of the ruling party, that the president directed that people should be allowed to conduct their political business in a free environment, in a totally democratic manner.
Very true.
He invited the world to come and observe our elections, a thing that I'm sure most of us even here, including some of the commissioners, could not believe.
Yes, yes, very true.
This was what happened. People came from all over the world to come and observe our elections. But because, that's my personal view, some of our opposition parties survived on misinformation about the democratic space within our country, felt very uncomfortable with that kind of approach by His Excellency in the new dispensation. Because I think it became very clear that they were not very happy with this stance. But that was the case. People came and observed our elections. We kept on. I was issuing statements on a regular basis together with the police, just to call for calm and orderliness on the part of the political players, including members of my party. But this was not to be the case. We continued seeing hearing inflammatory statements from some people who tend to preach democracy during the day and during the night. They preach violence.
Exactly. Yes.
Now the commission has had the opportunity to view a number of videos pertaining to the pre-election era.
Yes.
I would like to refer you now to the events of the 1st of August 2018. What is your evidence pertaining to the events of that date?
Your Excellency, the Chairman of the Commission and distinguished commissioners, after we realized that there was a looming action by those that are prone to violence. Just a few days before the elections, we started receiving quite a lot of information. Some documented, some of course through the intelligence, that certain actions were going to be taken by the opposition.
Yes.
I went on public through the media, both local and international. I remember I was invited by NCA of South Africa, but that press conference was addressed by, it was one of the press conferences, but it was attended by most colleagues from the media, both print and electronic, where we cautioned against the violence and appealed for calm and orderliness during the period of the election. We on our part, kept on being advised that some violent actions would be undertaken by the opposition party. To the extent that we received a request from the officer commanding in Harare here, whose detail has been submitted to the esteemed commissioners, appealing for support in case the reported plans were consummated or were effected. So that was the case. I think the Commissioner General may have given the actually evidence of the process that was followed leading to what happened on the 1st of August. But before anything could be done on my part, because I was still convinced that there would be some modicum of orderliness from those that were preaching violence. I was in my office at ZANU-PF headquarters where I am, and started now witnessing from the 8th floor, groups of people running towards the Sheraton, what is it called something else now, the HICC. And these were people that were clearly sloganeering, making noise in support of Mr. Chamisa.
Correct.
And I said, look, let me perhaps call him. I'd never called him before. I think I had last spoken to him when we were in the inclusive government. I looked for his number until I got it, and I managed to get through to him. And for the benefit of his esteemed commissioners, through you, Mr. Chairman, I recorded the discussion.
Thank you. Perfect.
Thank you. I recorded the discussion, as I always do with suspicious characters.
Yes.
For if it is okay with you, Your Excellencies, I have that recording.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And, it may be really depending on how you want to handle this, because that recording will give you a historic discussion that transpired between Mr. Chamisa and myself.
Thank you.
It is available, and I can table it for consideration by this committee.
Super.
Where he admitted that he had lost elections and was trying to throw some aspersions on the role of the vice president. I said, no, our dialogue had nothing to do with the vice president.
You are able to avail that recording to Secretariat so it can be forwarded?
Certainly so. We have it is on my phone, and I'll avail it to this honorable commission, the Secretariat of the commission.
Very well, we will make arrangements for it to be forwarded to the commission. If you can then just bear with us after you've given your evidence, we can then send our technicians to retrieve it and forward it to the commissioners.
With pleasure.
But I would like you at this stage, for the benefit of the commissioners and the public that are listening, to summarize what is in that conversation. If you can just give evidence on what is contained, what you talked about, as if there is no recording.
No, I actually pointed out to him that there were people demonstrating outside in his name. Because they were actually, rowdy, young people, mentioning his name, and also sloganeering, showing the MDC Open Palm slogan. And initially they were not very violent, I must say. They just demonstrated against making noise, although they were obviously riled by the sight of our revolutionary building. So they went to HICC, I don't know whether they got in, and came back. I think they'd been stopped by the police. Went into wherever they come from. And that is when I started consulting at least my colleague in the Ministry of Defense, just to warn them that there was likely to be a problem. They went back. Second time they were a bit violent. It became clear that something was brewing in their whatever system. We started now communicating, following the processes which were articulated by the Commissioner General and the other general. It is then that I was in my office, we started now communicating with each other as to the request that had been made.
I'd like to bring you back to the conversation, your conversation with Chamisa. Would you kindly tell the commissioners what it is that you discussed?
Yes, I actually appealed to him to stop what his people were doing. I appealed to. I don't usually appeal to people that I view as violent. I appealed to. I said, no, Comrade Chamisa, called him Comrade. Please stop what is happening out there. Please, we want this process as we have always said, to be a free and fair process. A free and fair democratic process. And he, after trying to say a few things, as he likes talking, he ended up saying, no, but now, Minister, you're speaking like a lawyer. I said, no, this is not an issue that would require one to have a legal background. It's a question of orderliness, peace, and tranquility in an atmosphere of democracy. Now we discussed, it was not an acrimonious discussion, but a really official discussion, where he ended up saying that, no, look, I'll look into it and I'll come back to you. He didn't come back to me.
What time of the day was it at that stage?
It was around midday, when actually the group had gone back for the second time. But when they came for the third time, that's when people were trying to scan our walls, throwing some missiles into the yard, and I was getting reports that our provincial office had been run over.
Yes.
And people were hiding in toilets, and people had been beaten, the vehicles had been bent down. And now they were pulling down the banners that we had.
Yes, correct.
And we told our youths to restrain themselves from reacting.
Sure.
Because it was clearly a provocation.
Very true.
On us to react so that the international media would to show us in bad faith. It's unfortunate, it's really unfortunate that this happened. We are a peaceful country.
Yes.
Very peaceful. And my party, ZANU-PF, is the most disciplined party.
True.
Not in Zimbabwe alone, but in the world.
Yes.
Because we have got the personnel, we have got the people, we have got the wherewithal to deal with what we perceive to be an enemy. But we didn't see enemies. We thought we were looking at people who wanted to exercise their democratic right. You know, and we're a national party. I come from 800 kilometers from this place, and I'm one of the top leaders of the party. But who comes from more or less the same place that I come from was thoroughly beaten up because she, to some detractors, she belonged to the wrong tribe.
Yes.
And I can assure you, no matter the rentings and the stage managed presentation to the commission will not make Zimbabweans change their track. I believe my party is going to rule for a long time.
Yeah.
How many times did you speak to Mr. Chamisa that day?
Once. He promised to come back to me, and he didn't come back. But later, on the hindsight, later I was phoned by someone called Tabani Mpofu, who said he's a lawyer for MDC. told him that what kind of impofu who advise on such evil things, because we are not a violent. So no, he said no, Lokundala will talk, but that's as far as Chinese is concerned. I spoke to him once, he never came back to me. We sought permission from, I wrote to my counterpart, my colleague, about what to the principal in the by government to pursue with what is requested, and that was done. I think there is a road trail to that issue.
What is it that the police had
requested? Support, including the military support, if need be.
You were involved in that process?
Yes, I was involved in the process. I wrote to Minister of Affairs, who also processed the process to the authorities, and the reply was given back to me, giving authority for I sent back that
Now you have testified to the effect that in the run-up to the elections, you continue from quotas, say from some people. What action did you take as the Minister of Home Affairs in view of these threats of violence? What did you do as Minister of Home Affairs and as government?
We increased our police reinforcements on areas that we thought had the potential of becoming or witnessing violent activities. But we're thin on the ground because most of our officers had been deployed to assist with the elections throughout the country. It was quite a sizable number that had been. So, hence our decision, as requested by the people that were actually in charge of operations, leading to and the involvement of the security forces.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Mpokoto. We'll now hand you over to the commissioners. They may have certain questions for you. They may want to clarify on any subject that they so choose. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Dr. I'll now ask if any of my colleagues has clarity-seeking questions.
Thank you very much. Hello? Is it active? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. I noted your comment that the police was deployed throughout the country for the election purposes. And so that the number of the police available in Harare to cope with the situation in Harare was considerably reduced. Do I understand you to say that following the reports you were getting before the elections, that the preparation for the possible, at that time, possible help from the military was being planned? Or was it that on August 1, when the situation became clearly unmanageable by the police, that the plan for seeking additional help from the military was made?
Honorable Commissioner, through you, yes, that's indeed what happened. The request was made on the day of the event or the demonstration.
Thank you, that's all my question.
Just to follow up on that, mine is very legalistic. From what you are saying, I think we've heard evidence before and also some documents. My understanding is saying that the compliance with the law went all through the way that you got a request from the Commissioner General, which you as Minister of Home Affairs processed and requested the Minister of Defense, went to the requested the President to authorize it, and the President authorized the deployment. It came back via the Minister of Defense. Is that correct?
It is correct.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mpofu. Some witnesses have told this commission that apart from the security forces, there are individuals who happen to possess firearms. Do you have any comment on that? On the possession of firearms by individuals, private individuals, apart from the security forces?
Thank you, Your Excellency, Chairman. Thank you, Commissioner. As I indicated earlier on, we continue to receive reports about certain activities or intentions by people who wanted to prove to the world that elections had not gone according to what they expected.
Yes.
But before perhaps I comment further, what would motivate an organization to go on the street? And people can deny, look, see, people, certain human beings act in a manner that defies any logic. Why would people go on the street? After doing all the rigorous processes, people were campaigning freely, rallies were filled up by people, and hearing people calling themselves Democrats, saying that we will only accept an outcome that is in favor, otherwise this country is on fire.
Yes.
What kind of democracy is that? And no, this is just one of the many statements we made. And they were fueled by, those that wanted to create, disharmony in the country. I saw people trying to, quoting some of our Democrats, the founders of our revolution, when it suits them. I come from Machiavelli, and people in Machiavelli are clear about what Comrade Como said about the unity of this country.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
We are the only country, I won't say this, let's say the continent doesn't talk about tribalism.
Yes.
We are one. But someone